Hey, big family. Right now you're watching a very special episode of The Soundstage. We're here again at Two Caligas. You might remember when we filmed our Friends the Metaphor here. And today there's a very special event. David Odell, an American man, has written a book called Inseparable. It's about his adventures and his story discovering punk rock bands almost 20 years ago. And in addition to Dave's book, we'll also meet his favorite charity, Half the Sky. They give money to Chinese orphans, and all proceeds from tonight's event will go towards Half the Sky. So tonight we hope to learn more about punk rock culture in China and show that punk rock isn't only about being wild and crazy, but also has a message about helping people. Come on, let's check out some of the bands. One of them hasn't played in over 10 years.
My name is David Odell. I came to China in 1995 and with no real goal other than to study Chinese language. I'm from Austin and it's a big music city and I had done a lot of music over there and I was kind of tired of looking at a bunch of just very shallow sort of pop bands getting a lot of exposure when I was really in love with this other kind of music. I really wanted to study Chinese. So I took one semester of Chinese at University of Texas at Austin and fell in love with the language. It was very poetic, it was very visual, it was very difficult, so it was a good challenge. I had some friends that were Chinese who liked a lot of alternative music, and we decided to throw a party. It was like a Kurt Cobain anniversary of his death party. And at that party, we threw it at a bar called Solutions at Beida Shimar at the west gate of Beijing University. Nobody had ever heard of punk rock music before. In fact, the characters that make up the word punk hadn't really been established. So even up until 1999, there were different characters for the word punk. You had like punk. So I kind of considered it one of the first punk shows, like a real punk rock band. When the audience heard them, we were just blown away. From 2 bands, we turned it into 5 bands, and then we turned it into 7 bands, and then we turned it into a whole genre of music here in Beijing.
大家好，我们是Misandao。然后今天来参加这个活动是受David办的一个慈善的演出。然后因为我们是10多年前就认识，然后是特别早的朋友。然后作为北京朋克，他写了一本书，然后我们也是尽自己力量为这个慈善活动做一些帮助吧。然后对。反正是想跟社会证明朋克是可以做一些善事儿的，比一些社会的慈善家可能更要真实。
The book is basically a very personal story of my years in Beijing doing music here. The charity is also a very, very important part of this show. I had gotten involved with the charity before, and I knew some really good friends of mine who had done activities with them and events. A solid charity. It's called Half the Sky, and it's a charity just for children who have disabilities or serious medical needs, cleft palate, clubfoot, I mean, you name it, cerebral palsy, all kinds of stuff. So these kids are like the most in need kids, and after I became a teacher, my heart kind of opened up to pretty much anything that had to do with education and childcare.
大家好，我是 Flora， 我是从半边天基金会的工作人员。半边天基金会是1998年成立的，到现在已经在中国运作了10余年，并在50多个城市的福利院中开展了针对不同年龄段孤儿的教育和抚育项目。Dave chose our organization as his partner for this charity partner. And we are very happy to be here and have the chance to introduce our foundation to all the audiences and the guests coming here today. And to promote ourselves among the punk population. Some of them show their interests about the work we are doing, because the children, because everyone would love children and would do some little thing that they can do to help them. So it's no difference for punk people or non-punk people.